Hello, everyone. Welcome to Yoga with Susan. Today, we're going to be doing a 45-minute chair yoga class. So, you get seated in a chair, and it's best to use a chair that does not have arms for this class, and a chair without wheels. So, getting nice and comfortable in your chair, I want you to I want to invite you to take your shoes off if you wish. You don't have to take your shoes off, but yoga is normally done without shoes. And I know sitting in a chair, it's not as important to take your shoes off. So if you don't want to, you don't have to. But otherwise, feel free to take your shoes off. And I also want to mention to skip anything that does not work for you. So if there's something that we're doing that you're like, no, that doesn't work, that doesn't feel right, then just skip it. Okay, so that said, we're going to be doing some warm-ups, some standing things using the chair as a support. And again, feel free to skip. And I also wanted to mention that yoga is a Sanskrit word that means union. So one of the things that it could be a union of is your breath to the movement. So we're going to think about that today a few times, trying to link our breath to our movement. But to get started with, we're just going to feel the floor. So if you don't have your shoes on, you can feel the floor a little bit better than if you do have shoes on. So feeling your feet into the earth. Maybe spreading your toes a little bit. I know you can't see my feet right here. They're cut off the screen, but I do have my feet pushed into the ground. And sitting up nice and tall. And if you want, you can close your eyes. Just going to take a breath in through our nose. Exhale through our mouth. Do that again, taking a breath in through your nose. And exhaling through. Going to continue on. We're just going to nod our head with our breath. So bringing your head down, taking a breath out, bring your head up, taking a breath. Again, you can have your eyes closed if you want. Breathing out, head comes down. Breathing in, head goes up. Nodding your head. We'll do it one more time. Breathing out. And breathing. All right, we're going to do the same thing this time with turning our head. So we'll turn our head to the side. And let's keep our head here to the side for one breath. Taking a breath in. And exhale, see if you can maybe turn your head a smidge more to the side. We'll come back to the middle. We'll turn our head the other way. Again, breathing out. Sorry, breathing in first. And then breathing out. And maybe turning your head a little bit more back. Just rotate our shoulders around a couple times. And back again. Right. We're going to continue on with this breathing in and out thing, but this time we'll have our hands in front of us. Fingers are pointing, say our fingers are pointing down. We're going to take a breath in, raising up our arms and bring our hands up. And then a breath out, bringing our arms down and then flipping our hands down. Let's do this twice more. Breathing in. Your hands, breathing out. One more time, breathing in. Flipping, breathing out. All right. This time our arms are to the side. We'll take a breath in, bring our arms up. Breath out, bring our arms down. Let's do that again. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time. This time when our arms are up, we're going to hold one of our wrists and have a stretch over to the side. We'll come back to the middle. Let's hold the other wrist and stretch over to the other side. Back to the center, arms come back down, and let's rotate our shoulders again. Just a couple times. Okay, shake your arms out. All right, we're gonna do a few things now with our legs. Let's hold one of our knees. We're going to point and flex our foot, bringing our toes up and down, flexing and pointing. A couple times. And then let's hold underneath our thigh. We're going to rotate our ankle this time, bringing our ankle in a circle and back. Let's see if we can straighten our leg out in front of us, holding onto your thigh. And to add a little extra challenge, we're going to keep our leg lifted up, but let go. See if we can hold it up for the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put our leg back down. All right, very nice. Let's do that on the other side. Holding the other knee now, flexing and pointing our foot a few times. I actually have these big kind of slipper things on today, so I can feel the floor, but my feet are still warm. All right, and then we're going to straighten our leg. We're going to rotate. Oh, wait, sorry, we're going to do this first with our knee bent, rotating our ankle and back. All right, we're gonna straighten our leg, holding onto our thigh here. And then for the challenge, letting go, keeping your leg straight and holding it up for the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, very nice. Do a seated cat cow. So a lot of times in yoga, you would do a cat cow on your hands and knees, but we're not going to get to our hands and knees. We're just going to do our seated cat cow right here. So let's scooch a little bit forward in our chair so we have room for our back. Our back is away from the chair back. And let's have our hands on our knees. We're going to round our back. That's the cat part of the pose. And then we're going to arch up. That's the cow part. Let's do this a couple times. Exhaling for the cat. Inhaling for the cow. Once more, let's exhale cat. And inhale. We're going to do a few things standing now. So if you are able to, and if you want to, you're going to stand up and come to the side of your chair. So we're going to do everything on one side first, and then we're going to switch to the other side and do all this stuff again on the other side. So you can hold on to your chair, or if you feel stable, you don't need to hold on to your chair. But we're going to start here standing nice and tall. Feeling, sorry, I'm off my mat, but sorry, my head should still be on. Let's move up a little bit. Okay, all right, so we're standing nice and tall again, like we did at the beginning. We're feeling our feet into the floor. So pretend your feet were rectangles. They sort of are a rectangle. And then notice all the 4 corners of your feet and have all 4 corners into the floor. All right, Tadasana pose. And if you want to let go of your chair, it's just regular Tadasana, standing nice and tall, feeling everything lined up. So your shoulders are over your hips are over your knees are over your ankles, nice and tall. All right, so now what we're going to do is have one hand on our hip and one hand holding the chair. And again, if you don't need to hold the chair, you don't have to. Okay. So we're going to start with the outside leg. So not the leg that's nearest the chair, it's the leg furthest out. And then we'll do everything again on the other side. All right, so here we go. We're going to start by swinging this leg forward and back. Swing our leg forward and back several times. Oh, very nice. And then let's bring our leg out and back in a few times. Out and in. And let's bring our whole leg around in a circle. We're rotating from our hip joint. So bringing your whole leg around. If you've had a hip replacement or whatever hip problems, you might want to skip this, but otherwise, if your hip's good, let's rotate around. All right, we're going to come up on our toes, lifting up our arm. Now I am off the screen. Maybe we come back. Okay, inhaling up, sailing down. Good again, coming up, and back down. One more time, taking a breath in. Okay, let's cross one foot in front of the other. We're going to bring this arm up and have a nice stretch over to the side. Back to the center. That foot that's in front, we're going to put it behind. We're going to stretch the same direction. We'll stretch the other way later. All right, back to the middle. We're going to bend our knee and reach back. Ankle. If you cannot grab your ankle, maybe you can grab your pant leg, and you can't reach your pant leg, you can just maybe, say you can't do any of that, maybe just lift your foot up a little bit, if that doesn't work for you. But if you can reach your ankle, we're stretching the front part of our leg. And let's hold that a little bit. If you have your ankle, you can kind of push your ankle into your hand and see if you can come forward a little bit, maybe lifting up your leg a little bit here for dancer pose. Back to standing. All right, we're going to do two more things here before we do the other side. Next, we'll do tree pose. So we're going to bend our knee to the side. So let's bring it back to the front again. Bring it to the side. You're using your hip joint again to bring your your knee out to the side. Now you can keep your foot here at your ankle. That's perfectly fine. Maybe making a tree, half of a tree branch, or if you're feeling stable, making a couple of tree branches, feeling yourself rooted into that standing leg. And if you feel perfectly stable here, you can try moving your foot up, maybe say below your knee. Move your knee out to the side. Again, a tree branch or two tree branches if you want to do that on your tree. Oh, very nice, beautiful. Let's do the triangle next, using our chair as a prop. So we're standing by the side of our chair. I'm sorry, I'm just going to move this up again a little bit. So on that. All right, so we're standing by our chair. We're going to turn one foot so it is turned out underneath your chair. So your foot is turning out and going underneath your chair. The other leg is back a little bit, so you have a little bit of space between your two legs. This foot's facing forward, this leg is turned out. Arms come out like a T, palms facing forward. We're going to reach as far as we can, reaching, and then our hand comes down to the chair seat. The other one comes up in the air, triangle pose. Oh, very nice. And you can keep facing forward, or if you want, you can look down. Or if you want in your triangle pose, you can look up, but only if that feels good on your neck. You don't want to be tweaked. All right, let's come back to standing. We're going to do all of that again on the other side. Okay. Start standing nice and tall. Tadasana, mountain pose. You're like a strong mountain here with your feet rooted into the earth. All right, excellent. And again, hold on to your chair. All right, we're going to do this little swinging back and forth with our leg, our hip joint, swinging back and forth a few times. And then out and back in a few times. Standing nice and tall when you're doing this. And then a circle from your hip joint, rotating around in a nice circle. And then back the other way with our circle. All right, excellent. We're going to come up on your toes, lifting up our arm and back down. Taking a breath in, rising up. A breath out, coming down. One more time, rising up and back down. We're going to cross one foot in front of the other. We've got our nice big stretch over to the side. Back to the middle. That foot that's in front, we bring it to the back. Stretching that same way again. Right, coming back to the middle. We'll bend our knee, holding onto our ankle. And again, if you can't reach your ankle, then maybe hold your pant leg or whatever works for you, or just skip it if it doesn't work for you at all. We're going to push our foot into our hand, or your ankle into your hand, and maybe lift it up a little bit. All right. Okay, we're going to do tree again on this side. Here we go. We're standing next to our chair now. Foot turns out. So again, we're turning our foot out, not with your knee, but with your hip. And we're putting that foot underneath the chair. This other one faces forward and is a ways away. So you don't have your legs right next to each other. They're ways away here for triangle. And you notice there is a triangle under your legs when you're doing this pose. Arms come out like a T. Reach to the side. Hands down. Oh, there we have another triangle now. Triangle under. Other one comes up in the air. And don't be leaning forward and don't be leaning back. You're just leaning like in a plane, like say you're between two pieces of glass in a plane, not an airplane, but a geometric plane. All right, let's come back up. Let's put our legs together. Oh, let's just bring it. Our arms up on the inhale, down on exhale. Let's do one more thing before we sit down. Hands on our hips. Let's go around in a circle. Rotating around a few times. And the other way, let's rotate the other way a couple times. Oh, very good. All right, we are going to have a seat again, sitting back down in our chair. All right, excellent. Let's take a breath in. Sigh it out. All right, the next thing we're going to do is make a star, a sitting down star. So our legs are quite a ways apart and our arms come up. Here's our star. And now, sitting down, jumping jacks. All right, it's not yoga, but it's something. We're going to slide a little bit forward here so we have a little bit more space to do these jumping jacks. So we're going to bring our arms together and our legs together. And together. And apart. Oh, let's do it a couple more times. It's kind of fun. So our legs come together, arms apart. Oh, let's do it twice more. Sitting down, nice and slow, jumping jacks. All right, we're ending with our legs still apart. So here we are again with our wide-legged seat, we're going to call this. We're going to make some rainbows. Let's have a hitchhiker thumb, like in the olden days, when you used to hitchhike, way back when. All right, we're going to put our hitchhiker thumb on our opposite side knee. We're going to look at that thumb as we make a great big rainbow, watching your own thumb going over, and a great big rainbow, watching your own thumb coming back. Let's do that again. Inhaling, so you're moving your head along with your thumb over to the side. Exhaling. We'll do it once more, so your head goes in a circle, your body looks over, well, not a whole circle, but a part of a little arc, I guess, circle, and coming back to them. Other side, we've got our hitchhiker thumb. We're hitchhiking now over here. All right, and then we're going to rainbow over, and a big rainbow coming back. We're going to do it 3 times on this side, just like the others. Taking a breath in, going over. Breath out, coming back. More time. Over. Very good. We're going to do one more wide-legged thing here. This one, we're going to put one arm inside of our leg. So same side arm, same side leg. We're going to bring this other arm up. side. Nice side stretch with our side our leg. Very good. Let's just hold that just a smidge more. Oh, very nice. Let's come back to the middle. We're going to do it on the other side. Arm inside our leg. The other arm comes over. Nice little stretch here on this side. And back to. Oh, yes. Let's come back to a regular seated position. Okay, we're going to pretend we have a rope hanging above our head. We're going to reach up and pull this rope and then the other side. So we're pulling this rope, we're looking up to see that rope and pulling it down. Let's do this a couple times. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, pulling down. Reaching up for the rope. Pulling it down one more time each way. Inhaling, exhaling, and the other side. All right, very nice. Okay, let's shake our arms out a little bit. We're going to do a few arm things here. Let's make a T. Just going to move our arms around in various shapes. We'll have our cactus or goal post, if you want to call it a goal post. Our arms together and apart, and up, and down, and then the T. We're going to make some arm circles, but when you're making the arm circle, instead of just moving your arms around the circle, think about moving your shoulders around it. So we're rotating our shoulders instead of our arms, if that makes sense. Let's go the other way with this little shoulder rotating. Oh, very nice. Oh, then I have our cactus again. In and out, up and down. And a T, and this time just regular arm circles, like how you would normally do an arm circle. You're still rotating your shoulder, but not as much. And then the other way around with our arm circles. One more time with this, T, cactus, together, apart, up, and down. And then we'll just shake our arms out. Okay. I've got just a couple more little things here to do with our arms. One thing is we're going to pretend we have a piano. We're going to play this piano. We're going to wiggle our fingers a lot. Wiggling, 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 playing lots of keys on our piano. Beautiful music. Everyone's in tune. All right, and some piano players, they cross their hands over, come back, maybe cross over the other way, keep wiggling your fingers. And then we'll shake our hands out like those piano players do. We're going to open our fingers really wide and maybe open your toes really wide. And then close your fingers, close your toes. And again, opening really big, fingers and toes. One more time. And all right, and then we'll just kind of shake everything out a little bit. Okay, we're going to do a stretch for our arms next. We'll bring one arm across. We're going to hold this arm up. Let's take a breath in. And breath out. One more time, breathing in. Let's have our arm up in the air, bending our elbow. Hand is on our back. We'll reach across our head for the opposite elbow. And here we have a nice little tricep stretch. We're going to hold this for a little bit. Let's take a breath in, breath out. Very good. One more time, breathing in and out. Let's do that on the other side. We're going to bring this arm across now. We're going to take a breath in, a breath out. Again, breathing in, breathing out. Our arm comes up in the air, elbows bent, hand is on your back, reach across for that other elbow, and we'll hold this side. Couple breaths on this side. And then we're going to do a neck stretch. So for this, tip our head. Our hand is lightly on our head. This other hand can maybe hold the side of your chair. Getting a nice little stretch here on our neck. Let's come back to the middle. We'll go the other way, tipping your head the other way. Holding the side of your chair. Back to the middle, rotate your shoulders, maybe move your head around a little bit. All right, very good. Okay, so now these next couple things, we're going to be sitting sideways on our chair. This is why you can't have the arms, because otherwise you can't sit sideways. We're going to turn so we are sitting sideways on our chair. We're going to do a yoga pose called crescent, but we're doing it sitting instead of standing. So those of you who actually know this pose, we're doing it sitting. And we're going to scooch off, so we're just a little bit off of the edge here of our chair. And we're going to bring our leg back. So we have one leg on the side of the chair, the other leg is back. I like to do it on my toe. If you can get your knee down, you could do it on your knee, but my knee doesn't reach the ground, so I have it on my toe. Crescent pose, we're going to bring our arms up if that works for you. If it doesn't, you can still hold on to the back of the chair. But if you feel stable, you can bring your arms up. Maybe your hands together above your head, if that works for you. And crescent pose, looking up a little bit, seeing if you can make a tiny bit of a crescent shape with your body, and then coming back to sitting still sideways on our chair. We're going to turn so we face the back. So sitting up nice and tall, and then turning towards the back of the chair, maybe holding on to the back of the chair. And we'll stay here for 2 cycles of breath. So breathing in, breathing out, again breathing in. Very nice, coming back to the middle. Let's do that on the other side. So here we go, switching to the other side. And again, maybe switching off a little bit, bringing your leg back on your toe or on your knee. Have a longer leg to get on your knee. Otherwise, you're just on your toe here. And again, if you still want to hold on to the back of your chair, feel free. But if you feel stable, you can bring both arms up. Maybe your hands together. Crescent pose, you're reaching up and then a smidge of a back bend, taking a breath in and a breath out. Both legs to the side again, and now we're going to turn to the back of our chair this other way. So here we go, sitting up nice and tall first, and then turning to the back. We'll hold this for 2 rounds of breath. Then we'll come back to the front. Very nice. Next thing we're going to do, it's also a yoga pose called Warrior 2, but again, we're doing it seated instead of standing. So for Warrior 2, this one, we're going to have one leg facing front, the other leg we're bringing out to the side. So maybe not all the way out to the side, but side-ish. So this leg comes sort of out to the side, this leg is still forward. So you're like on the corner of your chair for this Warrior 2, seated Warrior 2 pose. We're bringing our arms out like a T. Your palms can either face down or up, your choice. Maybe one down, one up, if you want to try it that way. Sitting nice and tall again, and turning your head to look out over your arm. Turning your head, looking out over the arm of the leg that is turned out. So the one that's not facing forward, that's the one looking out over. Just hold that a smidge more. We can even do the reverse warrior pose here. Flipping that front palm up, reaching it up to the sky. This other arm comes down Just kind of lightly on the side of your chair here. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Side ankle pose as well. We're going to bend our elbow. Elbow comes to your knee. This arm can be on your hip. It can be straight up in the air. Or if you want, you can make a nice long line from your hip to your fingers, keeping both hips on the chair. Here for side angle pose. Very nice. Let's come back to seated, back to the middle. We'll take a breath in. All right, on the other side. All right, so we're on the corner of our chair again. With one leg facing forward, the other one is out to the side. It doesn't have to go totally to the side. It can be, at a little bit of an angle, unless you're able to get your leg all the way to the side. But if you can't, it doesn't matter. Okay, warrior two. We're going to have our arms out like a T. Our body's going to stay facing forward, but we're going to turn our head and look out over arm here for warrior two pose. We'll take a breath in, breath out. Let's do that again. Think about your breath instead of your arms or your legs. We're going to take a breath in, and breath out. We'll flip that front palm. We've got the reverse warrior. Oh, that's very nice. Back to warrior two. And then side angle, one of my favorite poses. We have our elbow on our knee. Again, you don't have to bring this arm up. You can just keep it on your hip if you want, or bring it up, or a nice long line. Side angle pose. All right, let's come back. Let's come back to warrior two again and right, very good. Take a breath in again. And breath out. We're going to do just a couple more standing things. This time, doesn't matter which side of your chair, because just stand here. If you don't need to hold on. We're going to interlace our fingers and bring our arms around in a circle. Let's go around a few times. Oh, very nice. And then let's go around in a circle the other way. Batter up. Okay, very good. So our fingers are still interlaced. We're turning our hands inside out. Bringing our arms up above our head. Let's go up and over to back to the middle. We're going to stretch the other way. Back to the middle, bringing our arms back. It's a nice little balancing one for us. So if you have to hold on to your chair, you can, but if you don't have to, let's try it. One arm out to the side, the other one at a diagonal. Bringing one leg out. So you're making a diagonal line from your toe to your hand. And then we're going to lift that toe up off the ground. We're going to see if we can keep that toe lifted for the count of 10. If you have to put it down, it's okay. So lifting it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, very good. Oh, excellent. Let's just kind of shake it all out a little bit. We're going to have to do it on the other side. All right, here we go. The other arm is out straight. This one's at a diagonal. This leg comes out now. We've got our nice little diagonal line. We're standing up really nice and tall with our foot, the standing leg into the earth. We're lifting this other toe up, and we're going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, very good. Let's inhale, bringing our arms up. And exhale, bringing our arms. All right, we had done a seated cat-cow earlier. We're going to do a standing cat-cow this time. So for the cat first, we're going to round our back. for the cow, we're going to open up really big. So we're exhaling cat, inhaling cow. More time rounding for the cat and opening really big, arching. All right, we're going to come back in front of our chair. And we're going to sit, not all the way down, just part way down. It's chair pose. So pretending like you're going to sit, but you don't quite sit. And if you want, you can bring your arms up for chair pose. Maybe sit a little bit lower, but don't touch the chair seat. Standing back up. We're going to do that again. Coming into our chair pose. All right, maybe a little lower. Don't touch the chair seat. And then all the way back down in our chair. All right, we're going to do just a couple more stretches here. One is called the figure 4. For this one, you might want to be a little bit more forward in your chair again, and we're going to bring our ankle on top of our knee. If you cannot get your ankle to your knee, feel free to just have it down, maybe crossing at your ankles. So crossing at your ankles or your ankle to your knee. Figure 4. This is a stretch for hip. So we're going to keep this foot flexed. And if you want more of a stretch, you don't already feel this in your hip. This is actually a good stretch if you have sciatica. But if you want more of a stretch, keeping your back flat. So you're not rounding your back, keeping your back flat, come forward. So coming forward, keeping your back flat, not rounding, just coming forward, and you can probably feel more of a stretch. I know I can. Let's hold it for another 2 cycles of breath. Breathing in, out, and again, in. Okay, let's do that on the other side. I'm going to bring our ankle to our knee. Oh, now here your ankle should actually be lined up with your knee should be lined up with your ankle. I cannot get my knee down that far, so that's why mine is raised up. So if you can get your knee flat with, lined up, that would be cool. But if you can't, it doesn't matter. All right, we're going to flex this foot. We're going to sit up nice and tall. And those of you who want more of a stretch, coming forward, keeping your back flat. Oh yeah, I can totally feel this. I don't know if you can, but I certainly can. All right, let's take a breath in, breath out. Let's do it once more, breathing in. Oh, very nice. Let's just kind of shake our legs out a little bit. All right, one last stretch here. And for this one, you're a little bit forward in your chair again, and you have your leg straight with your heel on the ground. So one knee bent, one leg straight, and a stretch forward. So we're stretching forward. However far forward works for you. Again, so it's kind of like you're tying your shoe, but instead of rounding your back, see if you can do it with keeping your back flat. So it is actually a yoga pose. Seated forward fold is what we're doing, but we're just doing it seated in a chair forward fold. All right, let's just do it a little bit more. Back up, we're going to do it on the other side with our other leg straight here. Heel is on the ground. Again, coming forward. Keeping your back flat is that it protects your back a little bit more than if you're rounding. Now I know if you were tying your shoe, you probably have your back rounded instead of flat. But for this stretch, we're keeping the back flat instead of rounding. And let's take another breath in, out. All right, just shake everything. You're gonna take a breath in, that twice, taking a breath in. One more time, breathing in. This time putting your hands together above your head. Exhaling, bringing your hands to your heart. At the end of yoga classes, we usually give each other the greeting of Namaste. So let's do that today. Namaste. This is a nice little greeting to everyone. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for sharing part of your time with Yoga with Susan. Bye now.